Hey guys, so we're back for another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about vegan questions that typical vegans get, I guess, or like that I've even gotten some of these. So,
I haven't even read the questions yet, so this will be on the spot for me.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one I see she has screenshotted here is humanely raised meat better? So this is
or like free-range chickens.
Yeah, free-range, organic. This is a question you get a lot of time. So is it better? I mean, technically, yeah, it's better, but like, why should you look for the right way to do the wrong thing? Like, it wouldn't make sense to find a better way to murder somebody. It wouldn't make sense to find a better way to, beat somebody up. Like, it's just kind of a silly question because,
Either way, at the end of the day, you're still killing an animal.
Right, and there's no way to humanely kill something that doesn't want to die. Humane slaughter is a myth. You could have the perfect slaughterhouse, imaginable. Everything goes perfectly. The animal gets stunned, unconscious, and it gets killed, and it doesn't even know it died. That would still be inhumane.
It'd be like animals
it died
killing
when
us.
It didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Like put it in person context, if you're going to be logically consistent. If I just walked up to somebody we usually kill cows at 4 years old and they live to 20, so that's like a fifth of their lifespan. So we'll say like a 20-year-old. If I walked up to a 20-year-old, shot him in the back of the head, he never suffered, didn't know it, would that be humane? No, of course it wouldn't. That's silly. You can't kill something humanely. And all these labels, cage-free, organic, like these are all just labels to make you feel better, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the animals don't care what you call them.
And they hike up the price on it too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, some cage-free stuff is still disgusting. Like, they're not technically in a cage, but they're just packed, and it's
like the same treatment.
Yeah. And I mean, and think about it. Would you take this in any other context? Like, you can't use humane and slaughter in the same sentence. Humane slaughter makes no sense. That's like humane murder, humane rape, humane robbery, humane bullying. Like,
it's all the same, honestly.
Stupid. But we'll go to the next question.
Can you be an athlete on a vegan diet? Obviously, you can. You're an athlete. I'm
a power lifter. I have a state record. She actually has a national record in powerlifting through the Michigan AAPF.
There's a lot of football players and there's a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even start. I know half the Tennessee Titans they went vegan. I don't watch a ton of sports, but Alvin Kamara or whoever the good running back for the Saints is. Kendrick Ferris, he was the only Olympian weightlifter for America. Patrick Baboumian, world record holding strongman.
There's a lot of people that are vegan that you probably
is that F1 racer? Yeah, there's tons. I mean, I can't think of them off the top of my head.
It's definitely possible. A lot of people just worry about nutrients and having a healthy diet. Don't get me wrong, you can be vegan and still have an unhealthy diet. Sometimes I have an unhealthy vegan diet.
Yep.
There's unhealthy vegan items and there's healthy vegan items. So you just gotta know what to eat and stuff like that. So,
and there's no nutrient you can't get on a vegan diet, so there's no reason that vegans can't be athletes.
Mm-hmm. They're not deprived from anything.
Yeah, so that's that.
Is vegan food more expensive?
Rice, beans, potatoes, literally the cheapest food you can possibly get.
The only thing that's really expensive, a little bit more expensive, is the vegan mock meats. The chickens, the grounds, the beef grounds, that stuff. I don't even really know what tofu is. Tofu expensive?
No, tofu's not expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really expensive. The way I think about it is, if I wasn't vegan, I would be buying meat, which is
expensive.
Honestly, would probably be about the same.
That's the most expensive things you get is chicken,
the meat and
beef.
stuff. Yeah. So I mean, yes and no. You can definitely live on a vegan diet. and not spend that much. You just gotta be able to cook meals and stuff.
And meat prices are artificially low anyway because we subsidize them through our taxes,
Yeah.
because animal agriculture is so unsustainable. It needs help from our government, otherwise it wouldn't even be able to exist. So we'll go to the next one. Do plants feel pain? You don't want to do that one?
No.
That's an easy one. I'll go through that one quick. Do plants feel pain? Of course not. They don't have a central nervous system. They don't have a brain. And even if they did feel pain, that would actually be a stronger argument for veganism, because most of the crops in the world are grown for livestock. I mean, think about it. What would cause more crop death? Feeding 70 billion land animals and 7 billion humans, or just feeding 7 billion humans? I mean, it's common sense. It takes 12 pounds of crops, make 1 pound of meat. Per USDA, over half the crops in the US are grown for livestock. So even if plants did feel pain, that would only make a stronger case for veganism. And nobody actually believes that anyway. They only say that when they're debating a vegan and coming up with all these idiotic justifications.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, non-vegan people, just ask vegans that because they know that it's gonna piss them off.
It could.
You know?
No, I don't know, man. People are so dumb.
Yeah. But moving on, I want to talk about honey, because this is actually kind of controversial. Like, people at work, when I was having a conversation with them, they didn't believe me that, like, honey isn't vegan.
Yeah, it's just
or honey. Yeah. So the main thing for me even is that most of the time, what do they feed them, like cornstarch or something? They take all of the honey. I'm pretty sure that a lot of beekeepers take all that honey that they just produced from the hive, and they mix it in with a lot of cornstarch, which is what they feed off of because it's really sweet and sugary. And it's just not what they would naturally be eating, so I don't agree with that. And then another thing that I don't agree with is that you can say that one about like them fighting with the but
well, they clip queen bees
clip the queen bee's wings, so then the queen bee can't fly away from the hive, so all the bees stay in that one area where, you know, the beekeeper has them, which isn't very ethical, and I just don't agree with it.
And a lot of people will say, like, oh, well, we need bees. Bees are dying out. Well, the problem is, half the reason bees are dying out is because of domesticated bees and bee farming, because they compete with the, like, honeybees that would naturally be in there. And they, something about their tongues are different lengths, so they pollinate different things. And,
there's like,
so when domesticated bees are in the same area as like the natural bees or whatever, they compete, and that's how the natural bees get wiped out, is from domesticated bee farming. So that's another thing.
Is you don't have to kill animals to get dairy and eggs, so what's wrong with those products? Eventually they all end up dying. If you kept an egg and incubated it, you know, if it was incubated, it would live into an animal.
Well, that's just wrong, that animals don't die from milk and eggs. In the dairy industry, first you gotta artificially impregnate the mother cow, and then which is a violation of its reproductive rights in the first place. And then it has the baby cow, and then if the baby cow is a boy, that's useless to the dairy industry, so they send it off to be slaughtered, so little baby cow gets slaughtered. And if it's a
that's
girl,
with anything. That's with like a lot of chickens, like male chickens, they get killed like within minutes of them even being alive because they're useless. And if you think about it, a cow,
male chicks, for eggs, that's the same thing in the egg industry. All the male chicks are useless to the egg industry, so they get sent down basically a blender and get blended up.
Yeah, and so with cows too, is a female cow only produces milk either one while it's pregnant or after it just gave birth, because it's producing milk for its baby, not us. And a cow would not produce milk unless it got pregnant or just had a baby.
Yep. And So even then, the dairy cow, once it slows down or whatever at about 4 years old, it gets sent off to slaughter too. So to say things don't die for milk and eggs is just factually incorrect.
Yeah,
they do.
it's just so weird that people think like that's so normal, because like it'd be like somebody taking like a woman's breast milk, and they only produce breast milk like when they have a child.
Right.
And it'd be like them just taking it from them and then selling it.
It's actually weirder to drink cow milk than it is to drink like other
Because
girls'
it's
breast
coming
milk, because
from
at least
somebody...
that's coming from your own species.
I know, it's not even, it's
like, it's
so
one,
weird.
we're not babies, so we don't need milk. 2, we're not cows. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, aren't vegan foods lacking in flavor?
I mean, any meat, you always see people putting seasoning on it, using sauce with it.
I think that
just
a lot
like
of
anything
people...
else, you just gotta season stuff good.
Yeah,
it tastes great.
And a lot of people think, like, with vegan burgers, like bean burgers. I'm not a big fan of bean burgers. I like the like Impossible Burger and mock meat ones. Just because they taste a little bit more real, and they're really juicy. Like, there's just so many things that like mock meat has. Like, there's not, you don't have to just eat salads all day long. Like, people think that we eat like such a dry plate. And
we eat everything
don't.
normal people or normal animal abusers eat, because we just swap like the
Vegan
animal
substitutes.
abuse versions with vegan substitutes.
Mm-hmm.
So cow's milk we swap with soy milk. Eggs we use just eggs, or applesauce for baking, or meats we'll use beans or mock meats instead. And the list goes on and on. Vegan sour cream, margarine, instead of butter. It's super easy.
Why don't we support zoos?
Zoos are like in nature exploitative. Like, these animals are kept in an environment that is like small and cramped, and like, I mean, a lot of these animals are meant to travel miles and miles, but now they're in a little cage for the rest of their life.
They're
like,
just
not where they're
being
supposed
suffocated, just so whoever owns that zoo can make a whole bunch of money, pretty much.
to be. Yeah.
When you could just go out and see them in their
Right.
natural habitat. There's just, we were having that conversation like a few weeks ago, I feel like, and we were like, we won't go to zoos.
And then a lot of, like tigers, lions get bred into existence just so they can spend the rest of their lives in zoos and eat tons of meat. Once again, supporting the animal agriculture industry, which...
There's a lot of abuse, animal abuse that occurs in zoos as well.
It's just exploitative in nature is the main reason.
Okay, can you eat pizza?
Yep, we have vegan pizza all the time. Actually, there's so many restaurants with really good vegan pizza. We go to Mitten Brewing all the time in Grand Rapids, have a couple beers and some vegan pizza, which is really good. Frozen pizzas we get from Meyer all the time.
Yeah, there's like easy, like I think that's a lot of people's issues is with going vegan, is they don't know what options they actually have. So like me, for instance, before I met you introduced me to like a lot of mock meats and a lot of stuff, and that was like the main thing that changed my like diet, I guess, and made it so much easier to go vegan, is because I was learning about all these ways that you can make food. Like, I didn't know that there was like mock chicken. I didn't know that you could get chicken strips. I didn't know that you could get like microwavable burgers. Like, there's just so many things. Like, even if you think like, oh, it's just so inconvenient and I have to make an hour-long recipe just to cook every single night. No. There's literally like deli meats, there's vegan ham, turkey, there's vegan cheese. You could make like a sandwich in 2 minutes. Like, you make the same things, it's just with different ingredients, like vegan ingredients. It's super easy.
There's just no excuse for animal abuse, there really isn't.
Yeah, especially like you said, this day and the age, like, it's just super simple. If everyone went vegan, wouldn't the world be overrun with animals?
Yeah, see, the exact opposite is true, because when you pay for animal products, you're paying for another animal to be bred into existence. When you pay for meat, you're paying for another animal to die, and the way you can get an animal to slaughter is by breeding more into existence. We wouldn't have 70 billion land animals on the earth right now, domesticated livestock, if it wasn't for us purchasing these products. Because when we buy these products, it's like putting in a vote. It's like saying, hey, I want this. So the farmer then artificially breeds more into existence. So the opposite is true. If we stop paying for animal abuse,
There'd be
then
less
they would
animals.
stop artificially breeding these animals into existence. And as the world goes more and more vegan, the animals will slowly be like they won't be getting bred into existence anymore, so they won't be here, and they'll slowly be getting bred
It's
until
not
there's
like
only
there's
a
gonna,
few left.
or if everybody, and plus, it's just unrealistic. Not every single person in the world is gonna go vegan at the same exact time. It's gonna be a very slow process, and it's not gonna really make too big of an effect. I think that it'll kind of weigh itself out, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, there's not gonna be a huge amount of animals. Yes,
Animals are overpopulated right now, and it's because we pay for meat, milk, cheese, eggs, so that these animals are bred into existence in the first place. I mean, how do you think they got here? Cows, pigs, chickens, they're not natural. Like, it's ridiculous. And even if the whole world went vegan right now and we had all these animals, what's more ethical to the whole world goes vegan right now, we slaughter all these animals, so like 70 billion, whatever there is, or we don't go vegan and we slaughter 70 billion animals this year, breed more into existence, and perpetually pay for this holocaust, this never-ending holocaust to happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what I mean? That's stupid too. Like, it's either a one-time, one-and-done thing, or you just keep on going and going and killing more and more and more and breeding more into existence to kill more. Like, even if the whole world did go vegan right now, it would still be more ethical. Like, it's until every cage is empty, baby.